In this video, I'm going to do a walkthrough of Silent Auction Pro, showing you how Silent Auction Pro makes it easy to enter contacts, donations, create auction items, all the printed material, mobile and online bidding, ticket sales, and more. First, I'll show you the interface from the perspective of group members working on your event. Later on, I'll show you how Silent Auction Pro looks for your customers visiting the site, purchasing tickets, bidding on mobile and laptop devices. Finally, we'll go through the check-in and check-out process, running credit cards, and view the resulting reports. Looking at the big picture, Silent Auction Pro is online event management software for charitable fundraising centered around auction-based fundraisers. Because Silent Auction Pro is online, there's nothing to download to your computer, and it's browser and computer agnostic, meaning you can use pretty much any computer or browser, Safari, Mac, PC, Chrome, Internet Explorer, whatever you want to use. It's also a collaborative environment, meaning that you can have as many people as you want working in the system at the same time. Everybody sees the same information because you're all hitting the same database. So here I'm on the homepage for silentauctionpro.com. I'm going to go ahead and click Get Started Login, and I'm going to log in to our demo group. The username is demoadmin, all lowercase, all one word. The password is welcome. That never changes. The data gets reset every night at midnight. Please keep in mind, if you're playing around with Silent Auction Pro, that other people may be using the system at the same time because it's a collaborative system. I'm going to go ahead and log in, and this puts us on the home page for the demo group, and I'm logged in as Jean-Luc Picard, one of the auction administrators. There's 5 different levels of group membership that you can control in Silent Auction Pro, from an online bidder to the group administrator. Jean-Luc is second highest at being an auction administrator. These menus across the top will change depending on the level of group membership, which allows you as the group administrator to control who has access to what. The best practice in Silent Auction Pro is to have every group member have their own username and password, and to grant them access to the system at the appropriate level. Again, I've landed on the home page for Jean-Luc Picard. You can see it also creates a unique or personalized experience for Jean-Luc. I'm on the home page. We can post announcements. These are going to be targeted to different group membership levels. We also have what I call tickle reminders down here. These are essentially to-do items that are specific to the person who is logged in. So in this case, Jean-Luc is supposed to contact Clark Kent to see when he's dropping off Superman's cape. I'm going to go ahead and go up to Group, and I'm going to hover over Group and click Show All Contacts. Contacts in Silent Auction Pro are people and businesses with whom your group has a relationship. They may be donors, they may be attendees, they may be both, they may be neither, depending on the event, and Silent Auction Pro will keep your contacts in the system, and that they will persist across multiple events. Another thing that's nice about Silent Auction Pro is it allows you to have group members own contacts. Most groups using Silent Auction Pro have volunteers who solicit donations from the community, be it merchants or individual community members. You really don't want to have multiple volunteers approaching the same merchant or community member and asking for a donation. So Silent Auction Pro allows group members to own contacts. In this particular case, you can see that Jean-Luc Picard owns Montgomery Burns, for example. Since all of your group members have access to the page, they can look in here and see who owns what, and that way that no one should be contacting Montgomery Burns other than Jean-Luc Picard. Group members can also claim contacts if they're unclaimed. I'm going to go ahead and scroll back to the top here, and I'm going to hover over Donations and click Enter Donation. So this is where you start for entering a donation in Silent Auction Pro. If you own the contact, their name would already be presented in this table down here. So we saw earlier that Jean-Luc owns Montgomery Burns, and all we would have to do is click on Burns, the last name, to drop directly in to start entering another donation for Montgomery Burns. In this case, I want to enter a donation for Tony Stark. So I'm going to search the database to see if Tony is in here first, since I don't own him. So we search for Tony. Looks like there's no Tony Starks in the system, so let me go ahead and add him as a new contact. So all that's required is a first name and last name. Of course, you can put in information like company, logo, email address, cell phone, etc. Down here is where we can put in that tickle reminder I told you about. So let's say on Friday we need to call Tony about the donation. Okay, I'm going to come back and talk about tickets and bidders and things like that a little bit later. We'll go ahead and just add this contact as is. This drops us onto the Add a Donation page where I can start entering the information about the donation. Let's say Tony has donated a ride in the Rocket Man suit. Let's go ahead and put that in here. There it is. This is a 1 hour ride, and must not be claustrophobic or afraid of heights. I'm going to fix the spelling there, claustrophobic. All that's required is the bold italic things, so donation title and details are required here. Scroll down, we can see category is another item that's required, so let's call this an adventure item. We can choose a photo. There's a photo of a Rocket Man suit. I'm going to save the changes in there. Let's say that this is worth $5,000. Okay, and the item has been committed but not received yet, and perhaps Tony has donated 2 of these, and it is a gift certificate. Okay. By the way, you can create your own categories. We can also do donation tags. Donation tags are primarily used for things like a boosters club where you have multiple sports teams who are bringing different donations to the event. They want the money from those donations to go back to the individual teams. So that was the design of the donation tags. I'm going to go ahead and click Add a Donation or Add Donation. And that brings us back to the Add a Donation page where we could continue on and add additional donations if we had them from Tony. Another nice thing is Silent Auction Pro remembers every donation that you've ever received from any donor across any event. So in this case, we had a ride in the Rocket Man suit. If we wanted to just simply create another copy of that, we could choose it here. Silent Auction Pro will populate the form with all the information that you typed in before, and we'd simply add another donation. I'm going to click Done. This brings us back to the My Donations page. Here's a list of all your contacts. I'm going to minimize that, and we're going to take a look down here, and it looks like there's the ride in the Rocket Man suit. There's 2 of them. Another nice thing is if you don't receive a gift certificate from a donor, then Silent Auction Pro can print gift certificates for you. These will print paginated. We had 2 donations, so there's the 2 gift certificates from Tony. The format of the gift certificate is fixed. The little dancing granny logo would be the logo for your group. That would be something you can upload. And the rest of the information in here is things I typed in. 1 hour ride, must not be claustrophobic or afraid of heights. Okay, I'm going to cancel on this and close. Okay, so we've got a donation in here. Let me click on Event. So the event page is available to all of your group members, and this is really a snapshot of the overall status of your event. It looks like we've got 47 donations with about $44,000 worth of value of 42 net. If we scroll down a little bit, we've got 6 adventure items, only 1 golf item, 1 vacation. So we're doing pretty well on adventure. Maybe we need to focus on getting some more sports golf items or vacations. Just gives you a good insight into what type of things you're already receiving for your event. Down here are member totals. This essentially tells you how each member is doing, and perhaps will create a little positive competition amongst your group members. And then finally we have the donation details, where you have another cut of all the donations including category and status. These are also sortable by each of these columns. I'm going to go and scroll back to the top. I'm going to click on Auction Admin. The Auction Admin page is the first level that is not available to just a regular group member. You have to be at least an auction administrator or higher to gain access to this page, and there's a ton of things that you can do on this page. I'm going to go through just a few of them. Now, the first one is the marketing and communications area. One of the features of the auction promoter is the ability to write customized emails, letters, and texts, or even create custom reports. So a perfect example of this might be doing donor thank you letters. Hopefully you're thanking your donors after your event. Silent Auction Pro makes it super easy to do that. I'm going to click in here and I'm going to go down to the donor thank you template. We even create a template for you. We're going to target this to donors. We're going to do it for the Granny Suit Nanny event, and we're going to send this out as an email, let's say, with the subject line thank you. Okay, Silent Auction Pro gives you the format down here. All of these are fields that you can pull from the database. You could change this any way you want to by just simply typing in the area. And then once you're done, we click preview email. Here's an example of the first email to Pam Beasley. It's personalized, as you can see. Dear Pam, thank you very much for the Band-Aids. Let's take a look at the next item. This would be to Bugs Bunny. Dear Bugs, thank you for the hunter safety course and the gourmet carrots. Okay, I'm going to go back and edit the email. You also have the ability of targeting these custom correspondence to not only an email but also to letters or even text. And you can schedule notifications. You would simply write your template and then you click on the schedule notifications. Here we could schedule perhaps an email to go out, which is the thank you letter. Thank you letter that's going to go out to donors. The donor thank you template. This is going to go out maybe on the 5th at 12 a.m. We're going to send it to all donors and we're going to say thank you. Okay, and we add the notification, and we have now just scheduled a notification to go out to all donors. You can do the same thing with text announcements. Perhaps you're at an event and you want to tell people that it's time to go in and sit down for dinner. You could send out a text message to everybody to let them know that it's time to move into the ballroom to sit down for dinner. Okay, I'm going to go back to the auction admin page. So, previously we entered 2 rides in the Rocket Man suit from Tony Stark. Donations are not yet auction items in Silent Auction Pro. We actually go through a process to convert donations to auction items because oftentimes you will combine multiple donations into a single auction item as a bundle. So you've got the limo ride, the theater tickets, and the gift certificate for dinner for 2. You're going to make that a night on the town. You'll also find that a large percentage of your donations, one donation becomes one auction item. So there's 2 flows in Silent Auction Pro that you can use to create auction items. The create auction item bundle and the auto create auction items. I also wanted to point out anywhere you see one of these blue question marks, if you click on it, it's generally going to bring up the online help page. So not only is Silent Auction Pro super easy to use, it's also extremely well documented using professional technical writers, and we also even have tutorial videos that show you how to do things. Let's go ahead and close that. Okay, let's go ahead and create an auction item. I'm going to click on the Create Auction Item Bundle. It's a 3-step process. You can define your own auction item numbers. Let's say this is auction item 700 at this point. Click Next. In the bundling process, we literally just drag and drop what we want. Maybe we've got some gourmet carrots. We're going to take a limo ride, and we're going to add the ride in the Rocket Man suit. Click Next. Okay, Silent Auction Pro seeds the title with the title of the individual donations. We're going to change this and call this an amazing adventure. And we're going to put that Rocket Man picture as a top level picture for our auction item. Here's where you can choose the auction type. Is this a live auction? Is this a raffle prize? Silent auction? We're going to call it silent auction. You can also create your own types as well. This is an adventure item, that's fine. I'm going to put this in section 1, for instance. We will show it online. And then Silent Auction Pro will calculate a total value and then give you a suggested minimum bid, max bid, and bid increment. You can adjust these. The max bid, if you're doing online bidding, is really only used for buy it now. Otherwise it means nothing. If you're doing paper-based bidding, it will limit the number of bidding spots that's available on a sheet so that you can hopefully fit everything on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add the auction item. And let's go take a look and see what happened. I'm going to go to Auction Admin, Printed Material. Okay, if you're doing paper-based bidding, Silent Auction Pro will create the bid sheets for you. So I'm going to put in bid sheet number 700, print full page, So here's an example of that bid sheet that Silent Auction Pro just created from the auction item we made. It's an amazing adventure. Again, little dancing granny is the logo for your group that you've uploaded. This is auction item 700. Total value is $5,065. So again, the format here is fixed. The data is yours. Some things are configurable. For instance, this total value could be made to say priceless. Here's the individual donations that make up the item. We have Buy It Now turned on, so it shows the Buy It Now price. You can turn that on or off if you want. Down here is the bidding section of the bid sheet where we show the minimum bid and bid increment. And then for people who are bad at math or choose to be, we print out the bid increments. You can turn those off as well and let people just write their own bids. I would recommend not doing that because people would break your bid increments. And then down here, this is part of the Buy It Now as well. All sales final. This is really just a footer that you can put in yourself and decide what to say down there. Okay, I'm going to close that and go back to the auction admin page. We also have other printed materials. So for instance, you can create multiple winner bid sheets. So an example might be wine tasting, where the first 5 people who put their bidder number down on this sheet win it for $35. Okay. We also have tracking sheets. A tracking sheet might be the live auction. Let's go ahead and print one of those. So this is a sheet that you can use during the auctioneering live auction process, and simply writing down the bid winner and the amount that gets entered on a sheet, and then it's super easy to enter this into Silent Auction Pro later. Close that. Okay, we also have display sheets that are part of the auction promoter. A display sheet might be something for an intangible item like the amazing adventure that you want to put in a stand-up display, or something out on the table to give people some more information about that item. So here's an example of a display sheet that was created by Silent Auction Pro. Let's close that. Okay, we can also print out bidder numbers, and I will cover some more of this in just a moment. Okay, let's take a look at some of the electronic reports and pages that Silent Auction Pro creates for you. I'm going to go down here to the links, reports, and export. We have an online program guide that is part of the auction promoter. Click on that. This banner space up here is something that you can use to advertise perhaps your sponsors for your event. If you've purchased the auction promoter, you can put anything you want in here. We've given an example of an animated graphic or GIF where we're perhaps advertising our top 3 sponsors for the event. Down here, people can take a look. They can sort by category or auction types, or they can just simply scroll through all of the different items that are available for your event. Down here at the bottom, there's our amazing adventure that we created, showing the ride in the Rocket Man suit. In many cases, groups using Silent Auction Pro will start using the system months before their event actually is set up to run. During those months, you'll get donations in from donors, but you haven't created auction items out of them yet. So Silent Auction Pro's auction promoter also has the ability to generate this public donations list page. This is a link that you might put on your website to just simply show people all the cool items that you have coming in that will ultimately end up as auction items for your event. So we can see, if we scroll down to the bottom here, we've got a Ride in the Rocket Man suit by Tony Stark. Let's take a look at purchasing tickets. So I'm going to click on this online ticket purchase page. This is going to log me out of Silent Auction Pro and drop me into the online ticket purchase page that one of your customers might see in terms of purchasing tickets. Again, this is an example from the demo group. Format of this page is generally fixed. Lots of things are options. So again, we have the banner up here that is part of the auction promoter. We can see this area here is completely customizable by you to put any message that you want in it about your event. We do have advanced ticketing features that are part of the auction promoter as well. You can have promotion codes, so perhaps teachers, if you're a school, teachers get a discounted ticket price, but you don't want that to be available to the general public, so you give them a promo code and they can put that in there, and then that would reveal the tickets that are available to teachers. Down here we have the different tickets. In this case, we've set up 3 different ticket types. We have the Hootenanny ticket, a raffle ticket 20-pack, and a silver level sponsorship. I'm going to go ahead and maybe buy 6 raffle ticket packs, and I want to buy one of these silver level sponsorships. First ticket goes to the buyer. You can have included items. In this case, we have examples of a meal choice and a shirt size. So maybe I want to have steak. I'm medium or large. I am also bringing with me Florence Schmo, and her email address is fschmo and she is vegetarian and she is small, and we don't know who else is coming at this point. Pretty typical of some type of a sponsorship. We also have seating management as part of Silent Auction Pro. So a great example is maybe two people buy tickets to your event and they want someone else to sit with them at the party, but they're not buying the tickets for them. When those two people buy the tickets for their event, they're going to get a seating party code, and if they provide that to other people who are buying tickets, they can type it in here. For instance, MUS123 is the mustard party in the demo group. If I put that seating party code in there, then it will automatically place me with the mustard party in there. You can make a generous donation, of course, of an additional $500. I'm going to put this on my MasterCard and I'm going to click Next. Okay, so it looks like I've got a raffle ticket 20 pack and a silver level sponsorship. At this point, if they don't have an account, they would create an account in Silent Auction Pro. It's very simple, basically a username and a password, and then first name, last name, and email is all that's required. We do recommend that people put in a cell phone number as well for text bid notifications. In this case, I already have an account in Silent Auction Pro, so I'm going to log in as Joe Schmo. Log in. Agree to have my card on file. Next. Okay, this brings me to the credit card page where I enter my credit card. Okay, if you're playing around in the demo group, a 4 followed by 15 ones and then any date in the future is a good test card number. Go ahead and process the card. Okay, and it says that congratulations, you're approved for online bidding for the group. Here's my information about my payment. There's that party code that I put in or would get if I didn't put something in, and down here it tells me which types of tickets that I've received. I'm also automatically approved for online bidding in this case, so I can click here to start looking at the items for bid. So this drops us directly into the online bidding page. Again, there's that banner that you can use to promote your event. If I look down, here's all the different cool items that we have available for this event. And I scroll to the bottom, there's that amazing adventure. So I can click into that. There's the, we can look at different pictures that are available here. Carrots. Okay, we have descriptions. Over here we have a total value of $5,065. Looks like the min bid is $10.20. We also have proxy bidding. Proxy bidding allows you to place a max bid, or your customer to place a max bid, and then Silent Auction Pro would bid for you up to that proxy bid, or you can place a direct bid, or you could buy it now. You can even watch items. So let's say we want to place a proxy bid, and maybe I'm willing to go as high as $4,500 on this. I'll place that as a max bid. And we can see over here there's the amazing adventure. I'm currently winning it for $1,020. Silent Auction Pro will bid up to $4,500 for me. I'll also point out that users can manage their own tickets. Here's those 6 raffle ticket 20 packs. If I at some point later know that I've got some additional guests who are coming and I know meal choices, I can add that here. I could even edit these people. If Florence is no longer coming and I needed to give that ticket to someone else, I, as the owner and user of the Silent Auction Pro, can manage my own tickets. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Silent Auction Pro looks like on a mobile platform. I'm going to move this off to the side. I'm going to open up a new window and I'm going to scrunch this down to kind of look like a mobile format. Okay. Silent Auction Pro has a mobile optimized website. It is not an app, so therefore there's nothing that you need to download to your computer or to your cell phone. It is a mobile optimized website. If you simply go to silentauctionpro.com on your mobile device, it will detect that it is a mobile device and it will ask you if you want to switch over to the mobile, or if you just simply go to m.silentauctionpro.com, it will drop you there directly. In this case, let's say I already have an account. I'm Bugs Bunny. Welcome is the password. I'm going to go ahead and log in. So this is what Silent Auction Pro looks like from your bidder's perspective on a mobile device. Okay, we've landed on the home page. I can tap on auction. I can maybe look at the adventure items. There's that amazing adventure. So I can tap on the Rocket Man rides to look at bigger pictures. I can scroll down here and I can place a bid. Now notice that the current bid is 1020. The next bid is 1180. And over here, Joe Schmo has bid 1020, but he has a proxy bid working. Bugs doesn't know that. Bugs says, you know what, I'll go ahead and bid 1180 on that. So I place the bid, click OK. Looks like he's losing, and watch this over here. That will change to 1340. So that was Joe's proxy bid taking over, and Bugs is currently losing on this one. He could obviously go back and place another bid if he wanted to, or bid on other items. Here's an example of how you buy fixed price items, maybe that wine tasting. So wine tasting, let's go ahead and just buy that for $35. Perfect. I've got that. I'm going to go ahead and log back out as Joe Schmo here, and I'm going to log back in as that demo admin. Welcome. Okay, so now I'm back in as Jean-Luc Picard, the auction administrator. I wanted to show you some of the other nice features in Silent Auction Pro. First of all, if you have people who are coming to your event who don't have a mobile device, or perhaps their battery died or something like that, you can allow them to bid on a bidding kiosk. All they have to do is really be a contact in Silent Auction Pro and marked as a bidder. This also is pretty much the same thing as a check-in process for Silent Auction Pro. So let's say Grandpa Jones comes up. He doesn't have a mobile device. He says, just give me a darn bidder number. I want to bid. Okay, Grandpa, let's see if you're in here. Grandpa, let's search. Looks like we don't have any grandpas in here, so Grandpa Jones. Okay, don't have an email address, don't have a cell phone. Maybe Joe bought my ticket though, so yes, let's take a look. Looks like we've got a ticket from Joe Schmo. We'll go ahead and put that in here. He wants to have steak, of course, and he is medium. So we used a ticket from Joe Schmo. We can go ahead and authorize a credit card at this point. You don't have to. This is up to you, but I'll go ahead and authorize a card. So Grandpa, give me your card. Silent Auction Pro rents credit card swipers. I'm going to go ahead and swipe my card through here. Okay, process card. Nothing is charged on the card at that time. We can click back to go to auction day and go ahead and print the bidder number for Grandpa. So Grandpa, your bidder number is 49. What you need to do is go find somebody with one of those pink colored shirts or a balloon tied on their back or something, and you can go bid on a bidding kiosk that they have in their hand. So let's take a look. One of those bidding kiosk folks would be logged into Silent Auction Pro, and they would tap on the auction day page, perhaps on a tablet. That would work fine. And they're going to go down to launch bidding kiosk. Okay, and this launches the bidding kiosk. So it looks something like this. Again, an area where you're promoting your event using the auction promoter. So let's say Grandpa wants to bid on the amazing adventure, and he knows that's item number 700. He's bidder number 49, and we go ahead and place a bid, and unfortunately Grandpa has been outbid by another's proxy bid, which was Joe's proxy bid. Okay, so that is the bidding kiosk for the kind of desktop or laptop view. Another nice thing is in Silent Auction Pro, everybody who is logged in at your event has a bidding kiosk in their hand. So let's say Grandpa came with Bugs Bunny. Grandpa could have Bugs Bunny just tap on more, tap on launch bidding kiosk, and Grandpa could place a bid directly on Bugs' device. 700, bidder number 49. I'm going to place another bid on this. Place bid, and unfortunately again I got outbid. Okay, you might be thinking a couple things here. How does Grandpa know where he is in terms of his bidding? The other thing is how do you make sure that people aren't playing with you and placing bids accidentally or intentionally on other people's numbers? I'm going to show you that in just a second here. In terms of showing people where they are in the event, remember that if you've signed up through the mobile device, then you're going to automatically get a text outbid notification, or if you provided a cell phone number when you signed up. So Grandpa could be getting text notifications. Another thing you can do with the auction day component is you can display a leaderboard. So I'm going to select all auction items here, display the leaderboard marquee. So this is something that you could be having projected from a laptop computer at your event connected to the internet, and this will start scrolling every 10 seconds, and so people could watch this leaderboard to see what items are available and what the bidding status is and all that. Okay, so that's another way that people could see what's going on. Okay, I want to show you how you can see exactly what's going on with respect to the bidding status. I'm going to scroll back up to the top. I'm going to hover over Auction Admin and go to the Create and Manage area. Here I'm going to click on Manage Online Bidding. This page allows you to manage all of the online bidding features and functions of the Silent Auction Pro software. Here you can set your starting and ending dates, times. You can even extend bidding by anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes. If people try and place a bid in the last 10 seconds, you can also have the bidders automatically notified when bidding ends. I'm going to go ahead and come down to here. This is all of our online bidding statistics. I'm going to sort this by bids, and we see that the Amazing Adventure is the one that's had the highest number of bids on it at this point. Currently Joe Schmo is winning it, and there's 7 bids. If I click in this 7 bids, this will give me the actual bidding history on this item. So it started off with Joe bidding on Auction Online, so essentially a laptop device. Then Bugs Bunny bid on it on his mobile device. Then Joe Schmo placed, actually his proxy bid took over in this case, so it outbid Bugs Bunny. Grandpa Jones then bid on a kiosk that was logged in by Jean-Luc Picard. Joe Schmo's proxy took over again. Again, Grandpa placed another bid, this time on Bugs Bunny's device, and ultimately Joe's proxy bid took over again. I'm going to just go ahead and place another bid using this here. We'll scroll down, place bid. Okay, and if we refresh this, we can see, oops, another proxy bid. I actually wanted to outbid him, so I'm going to go ahead and place a bid of, let's just buy it now. Okay, and it looks like I won the Amazing Adventure, and again, reloading over here, we can see that Bugs Bunny just won this, and by the way, I just got a text because I'm Joseph Schmo and it says you've been outbid on A700. You also can back out any bids that you want to. So in this case, maybe Bugs said I didn't place that or I didn't want that. You simply click this red X and it will get rid of the bid for you. Let's go back and talk about check-in and check-out. I've already demonstrated the check-in process and how Grandpa was able to check in and get a bidder number so that he could bid on a kiosk. It's really the same process for anybody who might be checking in. Essentially, you can put their name in here, search for them as a contact, enter their credit card, etc. If you're doing online and mobile bidding, what you really want to do is have people sign themselves up. So if somebody comes up to the check-in desk, you can literally put in a cell phone number here and text a mobile sign-up link, and that will send a text message out to them that allows them to sign up directly for your event. So I just received a text on that, and I've got a link that I can tap to go directly to sign in and create a sign-up or an account in Silent Auction Pro. So that's a great feature. Let's talk about the checkout process. When this countdown timer goes to 0, Silent Auction Pro will automatically, by default, close all of the items that have bids on them and send out a text outbid and email notifications. This Make a Donation button changes to Check Out on mobile devices, and people can simply click on that and check themselves out. So in this case, you can actually do it at any time. In this case, Bugs Bunny owes $35 plus tax, so $37.63. I can go ahead and put that on a new card and go ahead and process the payment. Again, put in a card number. Select a date in the future, any CVV for the test card, process card. I get my receipt, and I could go up and I could check out and show my phone to the people who were handing out items to show that I had paid for my items, and there's a zero balance. Okay, go back to home here. Back on the desktop view for your check-in and checkout folks, they would be on the auction day page as well. And let's say somebody comes up, perhaps it was Grandpa Jones, and he says, I want to check out at this point. I'm actually going to simulate the closing of all the items by notifying winners here. So I'm going to click all results, notify winners. Sends out an email text to everybody saying that you've won items. And now I can go and I can check out. So I'm going to put in bidder number 49, which was Grandpa. Let's take a look and see what you got. Grandpa, you didn't win any items. All right, let's go back here. We also can view and batch process all outstanding invoices or see who has an outstanding invoice. So let's look like Joe Schmo's got a bunch of things that he's bought. Let's go ahead and look at Joe's invoice at this point. Looks like Joe won the Amazing Adventure for $2,300. We've got some tax in there. Would you like to put that on the previously authorized card? Yes. Would you like to round that up to an even $2,400? Sure, why not? Hit 2400, hit tab. Silent Auction Pro will calculate the difference in an additional donation, and we can process the payment. Here's an example of the receipt. Silent Auction Pro will automatically email a receipt by clicking on email receipt here to Joe, and we can see which items are gift certificates and that. Go back to auction day, you're ready to start processing the next person. At the end of the night, or actually any time, you could click on view and process outstanding invoices, literally select all, click process invoices, and hit the OK button, and that would process all the outstanding invoices. Send to people an email who have an email address on file. Okay, finally I want to show you the reports that Silent Auction Pro will create for you. I'm going to hover over Auction Admin. I'm going to go to Event History. And if I scroll down to the bottom here, here's my event history. I can click Granny's Hootenanny event and view the auction results. Silent Auction Pro will create detailed results for every event that you have in Silent Auction Pro. In this case, we've only raised about $2,900. Obviously, the event is not over yet. We've received payments of $200 in check and $32.27 in credit card. Here's your ticket information. Scrolling down, we've got return by category. Looks like we did about 45% or 40% in a wine here. We didn't do nearly as well in adventure, so this will hopefully give you some insight into the type of items that are raising the most money for you. It also shows you the return by type, so your fund to need versus fixed price items versus silent auction items, etc. Even shows you dollars spent by affiliation if you put an affiliation in for your contacts. These are your consignment items, who maybe won them and how much you owe. Another cut at the outstanding invoices. And then finally down at the bottom, each individual item and who won it for how much and what return you got. And again, this is sortable by columns. That essentially wraps up the quick walkthrough of Silent Auction Pro. There's a bunch of other features that are in the system and things I didn't show you, including, for instance, I'll show you this, managing table assignments. We have a graphical table assignment tool. If you remember, when I bought the tickets as Joe Schmo, I said I wanted to sit with the mustard party, MUS 123. This is literally drag and drop. We can put people on table 1. Silent Auction Pro knows that this table is over capacity, so it lets you know that. We can just click on all of these guys, click right split party, and move those maybe to an adjacent table, table 3. So lots of cool ways in terms of managing your table assignments, and you could export those assignments into an Excel spreadsheet. There's additional ticketing features. There's a lot of great features in Silent Auction Pro that I didn't get a chance to get to. I would encourage you to play around in the demo group if you're interested in understanding better how things work. We would be happy to talk to you and do a walkthrough of the system and answer any specific questions that you might have. Thanks for your time.